Imagine waking up to find your entire organization's data stolen because of one unpatched vulnerability. Right now, hackers are exploiting 6 critical flaws, hijacking servers, bypassing firewalls, stealing credentials. If you're using SharePoint, Sophos, SonicWall, CrushFTP, or Sysaid, you could be next. I'm Brian Longworth, host of a Faster PC Live Technical Support, and coming up next, I'll actually go over the biggest, most critical threats that are out there right now so that you can be aware of these and take proactive measures. Let's get to it. There's a SharePoint vulnerability that's being exploited in the wild. A critical vulnerability known as tool shell is being actively exploited in Microsoft's SharePoint server, allowing attackers to bypass authentication and execute remote code. Over 400 SharePoint servers across government, enterprise, and education sectors have already been compromised. Microsoft released emergency patches for SharePoint 2019, 2016, and the subscription cloud edition. In the meantime, organizations are urged to rotate machine keys, isolate vulnerable servers, enable AMSI integration, and assess for compromise. Sophos Firewalls have an urgent security patch. Sophos has released urgent patches for its firewalls released recently to address 5 critical vulnerabilities that could allow unauthenticated remote code execution, privileged escalation, and denial of service attacks. The most severe of these flaws could enable attackers to fully compromise unpatched devices via web-based exploits. Some of the vulnerabilities impact core firewall services, including administrative interfaces and VPN functions, increasing their severity. Sophos strongly advises that all customers update to the latest firmware immediately to close these security holes. For environments where immediate patching isn't feasible, Sophos recommends disabling or restricting access to sensitive interfaces such as the admin console and VPN portals. And by the way, if you're using Sophos or any other brand of firewall, make sure that the version that you're using is currently supported, and make sure that you have an active support contract so that you can receive the updates. Otherwise, your system will be vulnerable and you'll be a sitting duck to these types of attacks. Sophos isn't the only one experiencing attacks right now. SonicWall also has attacks. There's a critical RCE or remote code execution vulnerability targeting SMA 100 appliances. A critical authenticated file upload flaw has been discovered in SonicWall's SMA 100 series appliances, allowing logged-in administrators to upload malicious files that could enable remote code execution. SonicWall has released a security update and strongly urges all users to apply it immediately. Although no active exploits for this specific vulnerability have been reported, the appliances have already been compromised using stolen credentials by a group tracked as UNC 6148, deploying the overstep rootkit. This backdoor persists across reboots, hides the persistence, and enables data theft and credential harvesting. Experts recommend reviewing device logs for signs of intrusion, resetting passwords and OTPs, limiting remote management access, and enforcing multi-factor authentication. CrushFTP has a 0-day vulnerability exploited in the wild. 0-day means it's already being exploited by hackers. A critical 0-day vulnerability in CrushFTP has been actively exploited since at least July 18th. The flaw allows unauthenticated attackers to send specially crafted HTTP and HTTPS requests to gain full administrative access to vulnerable servers. It affects all platforms running versions prior to 10.8.5 and 11.3.4_23. The exploit abuses a logic flaw in AS2 protocol handling. The attackers have been seen creating rogue admin accounts and modifying default users. CrushFTP has released patch versions and urges immediate updates, restoration of clean user configurations from backup and log audits. Organizations are also advised to restrict admin access, use DMZ proxies, and redeploy affected systems if compromised is suspected. Sysaid software has been exploited in the wild. CISA has warned that attackers are actively exploiting two critical XML external entity or XXE vulnerabilities in Sysaid on-premises IT service management software. These flaws allow unauthenticated attackers to inject malicious XML payloads, potentially enabling them to hijack administrator accounts and harvest sensitive internal files. The vulnerabilities were publicly disclosed in December 24 and fixed by Sysaid in March, but proof of concept exploit code made them trivial to exploit. The flaws have been added to CISA's known exploitation vulnerabilities catalog. Listen, if you're running this, make sure that you're updating right away. Get the patches installed. What are you waiting on? Do you want to be hacked? CISA recommends all organizations prioritize patching even before federal agencies. The Brave browser is now blocking Microsoft Recall. Brave's upcoming 1.81 will automatically block Microsoft's recall feature by default, preventing Windows from taking periodic screenshots of users' browser sessions. So we've talked about Microsoft Recall and its security risk. It is Microsoft's AI, and part of the way it does things is it actually takes screenshots of what you're doing on your computer so that it can learn from what you're doing and help you out. Well, that's helpful, but think about the types of things you're working on sometimes. Maybe you're working on sensitive information, PII, personally identifiable information, names, date of birth, addresses, social security number, driver's license numbers. All of these can actually be captured by Microsoft's Recall. Well, not if you're using Brave version 1.81 or later. This decision treats all Brave tabs as if they are in private mode, ensuring no browsing activity is captured without the user's consent. While Recall still requires opt-in through Windows settings, its ability to capture sensitive information even without admin privileges has raised privacy concerns. Brave's move is a proactive measure to reinforce its commitment to user privacy. Although users retain the option to re-enable Recall for Brave if desired. This step aligns Brave with other privacy-focused apps that have already taken similar measures against operating system level tracking. And this is something that's key as you're thinking about implementing, or maybe are implementing, or may already have implemented the use of artificial intelligence in your organization. You need to make sure that you are doing so in a way that is not going to expose sensitive information, whether that's PII or whether it's medical data. You don't want to expose that and place your business at risk, your practice at risk of a data breach. If you're out there and you're saying, listen, this sounds very complicated, I don't know if I can handle this, well, you need a faster PC. Give us a call, 772-878-5978. You can also visit our website at fasterpc.com and sign up for a free discovery call. We can actually help you protect yourself. We can run a vulnerability assessment, a third-party vulnerability scan, which, by the way, is required by most cybersecurity regulations and also is required most of the time for cybersecurity liability insurance. So we can actually provide this, which would actually show where the vulnerabilities are so that you can take proactive measure, or you can hire a faster PC to take proactive measures to close those security holes, increase your security, and to make sure that you're not a sitting duck for hackers. Give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978. And remember, when you have cybersecurity problems, you need a faster PC.